Right now, somewhere in this country, a mother is sitting in a parking lot with her hands locked around a steering wheel, staring at a hospital bill she doesn't understand, her heart racing not because of illness but because of fear. Somewhere else, a man is delaying a doctor's visit he knows he needs, bargaining with pain, telling himself he can wait just one more week, one more month, because the cost feels heavier than the risk. And somewhere else, a young professional with good insurance is about to discover that good doesn't mean safe, protected, or affordable when life throws an unexpected diagnosis into the room. This is not a story about policy. This is not a lecture about economics. This is a story about human lives colliding with a system so complex that most people don't understand until they are already vulnerable. And by then, confusion becomes expensive, fear becomes paralyzing, and silence becomes dangerous. Healthcare in the United States is often talked about in numbers, premiums, deductibles, copays, out-of-pocket maximums. But what rarely gets discussed is the emotional tax, the anxiety of not knowing if you're covered, the shame of asking for help, the quiet dread that settles in when you realize that your health, the very thing that allows you to work, love, dream, and survive, is tied to systems you've never been taught how to navigate. Here's the truth most people never hear. The system doesn't reward ignorance and doesn't protect passivity. It rewards those who understand it, question it, and engage with it, not because they are smarter or luckier, but because knowledge is leverage, and leverage in healthcare can mean the difference between timely care and delayed suffering, between financial stability and lifelong debt, between dignity and despair. We like to believe that if we work hard, play by the rules, and get insurance, everything will be fine. That belief is comforting, but it's also dangerous because it lulls us into thinking healthcare is something that happens to us rather than something we must actively navigate. And when we don't understand the rules of a system that governs our survival, we give up power without realizing it. Think about how much time people spend learning how to earn money, yet how little time they spend learning how health expenses can erase it overnight. Think about how many contracts you've read carefully, yet how rarely anyone explains what your insurance actually covers until it's too late. This isn't because people are careless. It's because the system feels overwhelming, and the human brain avoids what it doesn't understand. Psychologically, we retreat from complexity. We delay decisions. We hope problems resolve themselves, but hope is not a strategy. Every major turning point in history begins with awareness. Awareness breaks denial. Awareness creates urgency. Awareness turns fear into focus. And right now, awareness of how healthcare truly works is one of the most powerful forms of self-defense you can develop, because healthcare is not just about illness. It's about time. It's about choice. It's about whether you seek care early or late, whether you ask questions or stay silent, whether you challenge a bill or assume it must be correct. It's about whether you see yourself as a passive patient or an informed participant. The most dangerous myth is that this system only matters when you're sick. The reality is that it matters most before you ever are. The moment you understand how healthcare works, you begin making different decisions. You plan differently. You advocate differently. You stop shrinking in the presence of complexity and start rising to meet it. This is a wake-up call, not meant to scare you, but to activate you, to remind you that your health is not negotiable and your understanding of the system is not optional, to challenge the idea that confusion is normal and helplessness is inevitable. They are not. They are learned responses, and anything learned can be unlearned. The moment you decide to understand the anatomy of healthcare, you step into a new identity, one where fear no longer runs the conversation, one where questions are not an inconvenience but a weapon, one where clarity replaces chaos and action replaces avoidance. This is where transformation begins, not in outrage, not in blame, but in ownership. Ownership of your health, ownership of your choices, ownership of the knowledge that no one will care about why, our well-being more than you do. And once that realization hits, there is no going back. You stop drifting, you start deciding, you stop hoping, you start leading. This is not just about surviving the system, this is about mastering it. Once you pull back the curtain, what you see is not chaos, it's a machine, a powerful, intricate machine built on incentives, contracts, and negotiations that most people never witness. And here's the unsettling truth. This machine does not run on compassion. It runs on structure. It runs on money flows. It runs on decisions made far away from hospital rooms, yet felt deeply inside them. The U.S. healthcare system is not one system. It is a web of interconnected players, each responding to their own pressures. Insurance companies are not charities, they are risk managers. Employers are not guardians of health, they are cost balancers. Hospitals are not just places of healing, they are businesses struggling to survive under immense financial strain. And patients are the only ones expected to navigate all of this while sick, stressed, and afraid. Understanding this changes everything. Insurance exists to spread risk, but in practice, it also filters it. Premiums are paid upfront, often invisibly deducted from paychecks, creating the illusion of security. Yet the real moment of truth arrives later, when deductibles, networks, and approvals determine what care is accessible and at what cost. This is where most people feel betrayed, not because the system is broken, but because they were never taught how it actually works. Psychologically, this creates learned helplessness. When people don't understand why a claim is denied or a bill skyrockets, they internalize the failure. They assume they did something wrong, or worse, that nothing can be done. But the system depends on that silence. Complexity becomes a shield. Confusion becomes a filter. Hospitals negotiate prices that vary wildly for the same procedure. Insurance companies negotiate discounts that are invisible to the patient. Government programs operate under different rules entirely, and in the middle stands the individual, expected to make rational decisions under emotional stress. This is not an accident. It is a byproduct of a system designed for scale, not clarity. But here's where power returns. The moment you understand incentives, you stop taking outcomes personally. You stop assuming every bill is final. You stop believing every no is permanent. You realize that much of healthcare is negotiable, appealable, and flexible if you engage it with confidence and persistence. Knowledge changes posture. When you understand how networks work, you ask different questions before care is delivered. When you understand billing codes, you challenge errors instead of absorbing them. When you understand coverage rules, you plan care strategically instead of reactively. And the most important shift happens internally. You stop seeing yourself as a problem to be managed and start seeing yourself as a participant in a transaction. That mental shift alone changes behavior, tone, and outcomes. People who ask informed questions are treated differently. People who document conversations are taken more seriously. People who understand timelines and processes are harder to dismiss. This is not about becoming cynical. It's about becoming realistic. The system is not evil, but it is not intuitive. It was not designed with your emotional experience in mind. And once you accept that, you free yourself from frustration and step into strategy. Every system has leverage points. In healthcare, they exist in timing, documentation, persistence, and clarity. Most people never reach them because they disengage too early. They mistake the first obstacle for a final verdict. But those who understand the machine keep pushing, not aggressively but intelligently. This is where empowerment lives, not in fighting the system blindly, but in learning how to move within it. You don't need to know everything. You need to know enough to stay engaged, enough to ask one more question, enough to request one more explanation, enough to refuse silence, because the system responds to engagement. It responds to those who show up informed, calm, and consistent. And once you realize that, fear begins to lose its grip. The machine doesn't change overnight, but you do. And when you change how you interact with it, outcomes change too. Costs shift. Access improves. Confidence grows. Understanding the system is not about control. It's about agency. It's about reclaiming your voice in moments when it matters most. And once you see the machine clearly, you stop being crushed by it and start moving with purpose through it. That is where real power begins. The most powerful force shaping healthcare decisions is not policy, price, or technology. It is psychology. It is fear disguised as procrastination. It is overwhelm disguised as avoidance. It is the silent belief that asking questions might expose ignorance, weakness, or vulnerability. And that belief costs people their health long before it costs them their money. When faced with medical uncertainty, the human brain does something predictable. It seeks safety. It minimizes threats. It delays decisions. This is not stupidity. It is